Today is another day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. UEFA Champions League is back after the international break. Real Madrid will be playing against Borussia Dortmund. Paris Saint-Germain will be playing PSV Eindhoven. But the big test for the week is going to be tomorrow at the Montjuic Sports Stadium. Barcelona will be hosting Bayern Munich. This match has always been one-sided. Can Barcelona, Hansi Flick, use Barcelona to at least win for the first time in over 7 to 8 years? The last time Barcelona won against Bayern Munich was in 2015, 2004-2015 UEFA Champions League season. Since then, anytime Barcelona do meet Bayern Munich, it's not a draw. They do not end in a draw. It's always a lose to FC Barcelona. Can Hansi Flick handle things for FC Barcelona, especially a former coach from Bayern Munich? And he led Bayern Munich to beat Barcelona by 8 goals to 2. This is what we are going to face tomorrow. A young coach in the ranks for Bayern Munich, who is Vincent Kompany, who couldn't do much well for Burnley last season. He took over the Bayern Munich job and he's doing very, very well. Between an experienced coach who couldn't succeed in the German national team and now the head coach of Barcelona and has made Barcelona a dangerous team any club do not want to face in Europe. Can Barcelona win this match, or will Bayern Munich continue their winning streak against FC Barcelona? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's Albertine Sports on YouTube. Albertine Sports, you subscribe, and then after subscribing, you turn on post notification bell so that anytime you upload a video, you will be able to get access to the video as early as possible. Now, prior to the game, Hansi Flick granted a press conference, a pre-match conference, and then he was asked about how does he feel after going to face his former club in FC Bayern Munich. And he said Bayern Munich is very special to him. Like Pep Guardiola will see how Barcelona is so special to Pep Guardiola. According to Hansi Flick, Bayern Munich is a special club to him. And we all know Bayern Munich was where Hansi Flick started his coaching career from. He coached or he was a deputy manager, or he was an assistant coach under Nico Kovac, and then he took over as the head coach for Bayern Munich and won the treble, the Setstable. He won everything for Bayern Munich, and that's where he achieved all his glories in his coaching career. And now he's going to face a coach that gave him, or a team that gave him the opportunity to become a top coach in European football. That's what he's going to do. So if Hansi Flick says Bayern Munich is a special club to him, it's understandable, and I think we all agree with that. And definitely he's going to give that respect to Bayern Munich, especially doing what they were able to do for Hansi Flick. And the next question was, he was asked about whether Frankie de Jong is going to start. We are all aware of the injury of Frankie de Jong, the ankle injury of Frankie de Jong. He hasn't started a match since the last El Clasico the Barcelona played against Real Madrid. And he returned against Young Boys. He played few minutes against Young Boys. He played some minutes against Deportivo Alaves. Is he going to start against Bayern Munich? And according to response and according to a report from FC Barcelona, according to insiders in FC Barcelona, it is likely Frankie de Jong will start and he'll be the partner in a double pivot with Marc Casado. Take note, Dani Olmo and then Frankie de Jong, two of them will start. Yes, two of them will start, but as it stands now, it's likely Frankie de Jong will start ahead of Dani Olmo. Now, he was also asked about his high line. A lot of people have been raising concerns about the high line of FC Barcelona, and I have observed that Barcelona do play the high line in the recent, or in all the matches they've played this season in the La Liga and the UEFA Champions League. And the coach said with the high line, they are going to face FC Bayern Munich, a dangerous team out front that have quick and dangerous attackers up front. The response was he approached every game with different game plan, but he's not going to tell us his plan for the match against Bayern Munich. And definitely he's going to twist things. We hope he twists things, because against Bayern Munich, the high line Barcelona played against Sevilla. If the Barcelona are going to do so, if Hansi Flick is going to do same against Bayern Munich, I think it will be a very, very dangerous, and it will be very. And then Bayern Munich might take advantage of that and punish Barcelona at the end of the day. Now, this match, as I already said, has been a match Bayern Munich has been dominating since 2015, and the last time Barcelona won was 2015. And in the last 16 matches in total, Barcelona has played 16 matches against Bayern Munich. And out of those 16 matches, they've been able to win only 2 of those 16 matches. Yes, they've drew 2 of them and they've lost 11. So you could see Barcelona struggle and they find it difficult to beat Bayern Munich. But mind you, Barcelona do not struggle only against Bayern Munich. They struggle against German oppositions. And why do Barcelona struggle against German oppositions? Let me explain. You see, the German game is a quick transition game. They attack with speed. And Barcelona, since Pep Guardiola, And the typical football style or the typical identity, the DNA of Barcelona is there's short passes, free flowing fluidity game. They try to dominate the midfield with short passes, and then they would, they score goals when it comes to, they break defensive lines in attack. But with German, and because of that, Barcelona have not had, since Yaya Toure hasn't had a defensive midfielder who is that robotic, and even a defense that is very robotic to, resist the press of the German clubs. That's why Bayern Munich has dominated Barcelona in recent times, because Sergio Busquets is not that kind of defender who can resist or who can win ground duels more often. Now Barcelona losing by 8 goals to 2 against Bayern Munich. Sergio Busquets was a defensive midfielder. The centre back pair was Gerard Piqué and then Clement Lenglet. These are defenders who can't resist the press of the German football because they attack with quick transition. They are very fast, and before Barcelona will realize, but before Barcelona will settle and play their normal game at the end of the day, they've already considered the goals. That's the main reason why Barcelona will struggle against German opposition. Now, their major players or their key players who will be much important to this particular match is Robert Lewandowski. Robert Lewandowski is a former player of Bayern Munich. It's also going to be an emotional and a certain special game for FC Barcelona. This will be a third match since he left Bayern Munich. This will be the third match he has faced. It will be a third meeting of Bayern Munich since he left Bayern Munich and then joined Barcelona. And he has not been able to win one of the last two matches he has played against Bayern Munich, his former club. This will be the third match. And this season, when we're talking about one of the best strikers in current football, you can't talk without, and then you not talk about Robben Lewandowski. He's on best form and he's playing very well this season, and then he's scoring goals week in, week out. Now, Thomas Muller, it's kind of be like Thomas Muller's favorite European club outside Germany is Bayern Munich. Yes, out of he has faced Barcelona numerous times and then he has scored 8 goals and 2 assists. So he has had 10 goal contribution against Bayern Munich, against Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League. This clearly shows that Thomas Muller, anytime he faced Barcelona, Barcelona will always should be able to handle him. And if Barcelona did not handle him well, he's going to be a threat to FC Barcelona. And take note, this is the 7th consecutive defeat Barcelona has, or this would be the 7th consecutive defeat Barcelona will face, or if they lose, if Barcelona lose, it will be the 7th consecutive defeat against FC Bayern Munich. And the last time Barcelona lost, Barcelona had that worst performance against an opposition, playing 7 matches and losing all those 7 matches, was in 1962 to 1965 against Barcelona, against Real Madrid. So in that 1962-1965 season, Barcelona played 7 matches against Real Madrid and lost all those 7 matches, and that has been the worst streak Barcelona has had against a certain opposition. So far, the last 6 matches against Bayern Munich, Barcelona has lost all those 6 matches. Losing this one will make them equal that record again. They had against, or they had with Real Madrid. I don't think Barcelona would like to, repeat that record. They would like to, have anything to do with that record. Now, Bayern Munich has played 2 matches in the UEFA Champions League this season. And out of those 2 matches they played, they scored 9 goals. They won one and they lost one. They lost to Aston Villa. And this clearly shows how they are good up front, because they've lost or they didn't score against Aston Villa. In only one match, Bayern Munich scored 9 goals. This shows the attack of Bayern Munich are very prolific and they do convert chances that come to their possession. And they are going to face a Barcelona team that defend in a high line. Now they have Harry Kane, they have Michael Olise, and they also have Serge Gnabry or Leroy Sané. They have Jamal Musiala. So it's going to be a difficult match for Barcelona, especially at an attack that is scoring more goals versus a defense that is conceding based on the highlight mistakes from the defense. Barcelona's defense this season has not been fantastic. It has not been that solid. Yes, has not been that solid. Even though they are not conceding much, but there are some goals against a tougher opposition that have a dangerous attack. They will take advantage of you. So, and out of the 2 matches they've played, Bayern Munich has had a 69.9, almost 79% possession percentage in the 2 UEFA Champions League matches they've played. Yes, they've had 69.9, which is 70% of possession. So that means they are dominating, and it is obvious because recent company is coming from the school of Pep Guardiola. And from with the students of Pep Guardiola, you can talk about Xavi, you can talk about Mikel Arteta, we can talk about Enzo Maresca, and now we can talk about Fabregas. We can now talk about Vincent Company. Definitely, these are players who learn from Pep Guardiola. And if they are in a team or if they are handling the team, definitely they are going to possess and they are going to dominate more of the game. So it's not surprising that Bayern Munich are playing more possession game, but it's a bit quicker because that's the German football. The typical system of Germany or the typical football of Bayern Munich is the 4-2-3-1. Thomas, Vincent Company is not a fan of or was not seen at Burnley playing that 4-2-3-1. It was either the 4-3-3 or the 4-4-2. But at Bayern Munich, he has maintained the shape but changed certain things. And now they play more of the game in midfield. Initially under Thomas Tuchel, under Julian Nagelsmann, under Thomas Tuchel or under Hansi Flick, they operate more from the flanks because they had Afonso Davies, they had either Benjamin Pavard or Joshua Kimmich on the laterals, and they had Serge Gnabry, they had Kingsley Coman on the wings. So they were operating more quickly on the wings. By now, they play more of their game in the midfield. They also play with a high line system. So with this, I'm not surprised, but Bayern Munich are playing more possessive game. Now, Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League this season has also played two matches. They've won one, they lost one. They lost to AS Monaco. But mind you, Barcelona had a red card, but Barcelona received the red card. Eric Garcia received the red card in the early minutes of the game. This was an excuse, yes, but it actually affected the game. And out of that two matches Barcelona has played this season in the UEFA Champions League, they've scored 6 goals. Yes, they've scored 6 goals. They scored five against young boys and they scored one against AS Monaco. So the goal difference it's 4. So they have 4 goal difference in the UEFA Champions League this season. And they have 57.0% or from 0.0% of possession percentage in the UEFA Champions League out of two matches. They played against Monaco. They didn't win possession because they were not able to dominate the game. But against young boys, they dominated everything. And the reason why they were not able to dominate the game against AS Monaco was Eric Garcia's red card. He was the number 6 in the double pivot. So Marc Casado will be the boss to boss midfielder in the double pivot, but Eric Garcia was sapped off. So Marc Casado had to play as the number 6. So Barcelona were playing with a numerical disadvantage. So definitely you won't be able to dominate play against AS Monaco, and that caused that loss to FC Barcelona, and that has caused a bit of that has made Barcelona not they've not that has made them not to have enough percentage when it comes to possession as compared to Bayern Munich. They're also playing well in La Liga this season, and in La Liga this season they have 67.6 possession percent in the La Liga this season. So you could clearly see how the red card affected Barcelona against AS Monaco. Now, the probable lineup for both sides. Now, let's go through. Bayern Munich will be starting with Manuel Neuer. He's fit to start this match. Now, on the right is going to be Rafael Guerrero. Dario Upamecano and Kim Min-jae will be the two center backs. And then on the left is going to be Afonso Davies. Now, the double pivot with the absence of Pavlovic is going to be João Paulina and then Joshua Kimmich. Now, in front of them, in front of the double pivot is either going to be Thomas Muller or Jamal Musiala. Jamal Musiala is not fully fit because he couldn't play against Stuttgart. He sustained an injury and couldn't play against Stuttgart. He's doubtful. He might start, and then Thomas Muller might start. But both players are dangerous in their own way. Jamal Musiala would like to create spaces for himself. So even if the spaces are tight, he's a good dribbler who can dribble past players and create space for himself. But Thomas Muller take advantage of the space left by the centre backs, left by the defensive line of his opponent. So that's why the key attribute or that's why people call Thomas Muller a Raumdeuter. In the German language, he's someone who hunts for spaces and take advantage and capitalize on those spaces. Now, on the right is going to be Michael Olise, who's having a good season for Bayern Munich after joining them last season from Crystal Palace. Serge Gnabry on the left, or Ronald Koeman or Kingsley Coman on the left, and then Harry Kane up front. Harry Kane needs no explanation. He has been a top consistent centre forward in European football, and he's yet to win a trophy. Now, for Barcelona, Inaki Pena will start from the post. Sergini came, but according to Hansi Flick, Sergini is not ready to start for Barcelona yet. So Inaki Pena will be in the post. Jules Koundé, one of the best right backs in football currently. Now, the centre back pair is going to be Pau Kubasi and Inigo Martinez, and the left is going to be Alejandro Balde. Now, the double pivot, these coaches are going to play the same system. So the best one or the best tactician will come out victorious at the end of the day. and the coach with quality individual brilliance can also come out as the winner at the end of the day. Now the double pivot is going to be Marc Casado and then Frankie de Jong if Frankie de Jong starts. And in front of the double pivot is going to be Pedri, who will be playing as the number 10. And he will be the source of creativity in the Barcelona team if he plays as the number 10. And on the left is going to be Rafinha, and on the right is going to be Lamine Yamal. Up front is going to be Robert Lewandowski. This shows that a typical German coach and a typical German team both are going with a 4-2-3-1 system, and both of them would like to dominate, would like to play possession, have possession in the middle of the pitch. They would like to transit quicker because Barcelona is known for the free-flowing, slow game. They are not too quick in transition. But under Hansi Flick, they are playing a beautiful game. But in this case, they are transitioning and then they are creating more chances. And their ability to press opponents from the first to the 90th minute is one thing Hansi Flick has had right in the FC Barcelona setup. The match is going to be a difficult match. Now let's go to the tactical aspect of the game. Starting from FC Barcelona, the 4-2-3-1 of Hansi Flick in the build-up changed to become 2-4-3-1. 2-4-3-1. Now I'll explain. The 2-4-3-1, the two centre backs will maintain the shape. They start the build-up, and the double pivot will also maintain their shape. So in this case, Marc Casado and then Frankie de Jong. But in the previous matches, it's Marc Casado and Pedri will maintain that shape as a double pivot. Now the laterals, which Alejandro Baldi and then Jules Koundé will now join the midfield to make the midfield 4. And Rafinha, or anyone who plays as the number 10, if it's Pedri will be in front of the double pivot, and the left winger will maintain his position, keeping the weight. Lamine Yamal will also keep the weight, and then Lewandowski will also maintain the shape in build-up. Now, in our next picture, through the build-up, we still have the two centre backs maintaining their shapes in the two-man defensive line. In this case, Pedri or either Frankie de Jong will join the attack, and then Marc Casado will be the lone pivot when Barcelona are attacking. Marc Casado is always the lone pivot when Barcelona are attacking. Jules Koundé and Rafinha will now press forward, so they will now overlap. And the wingers will either invert. So Rafinha or Ansu Fati will now invert and become an interior midfielder in the midfield. Lamine Yamal and Jules Koundé will keep the width in there. So Barcelona will now have huge numbers in midfield, and Lamine Yamal will keep the width from the left. That's why Barcelona this season has created a lot of chances from the right, because Lamine Yamal always keep the width, and he's good when it comes to creativity, when it comes to creating chances for FC Barcelona. More times, when Barcelona are attacking from the left, from the right, it's either Lamine Yamal expand the play for Jules Koundé to invert and attack half spaces left by the opponent's team, or Lamine Yamal will rather invert for Jules Koundé to overlap and take advantage of the spaces left. The spaces Lamine Yamal created. So you watch certain matches against you watch certain matches of Barcelona. Lamine Yamal will invert. Jules Koundé will cross. Will get enough spaces at the back, overlap and cross. Do some crosses that will help FC Barcelona. Now this is the main shape of FC Barcelona. Jules Koundé, Pau Kubasi, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde. And double pivot is this. This is the double pivot. And in front of the double pivot is the number 10, who's attacking midfielder. Then Robert Lewandowski up front. Now, one key attribute that Hansi Flick has added to the Barcelona setup that's helping them very, very well is how quick they are able to utilize certain chances and how they take advantage and capitalize on spaces left by the defensive line of their opponents. Bayern Munich are coming to a game. They also play the high line. Yes, Bayern Munich will play the high line. They're not going to defend the low block. They are going to play the high line. And Barcelona has shown, and this is the typical image. This was against Rayo Vallecano. Pau Kubasi with the ball, because he's good in giving accurate long balls. Rafinha takes advantage of his rapid runs. So Rafinha will run to spaces, and Pau Kubasi will connect to Rafinha, and then that was a goal for this was the goal for Rafinha, and that was his first goal against Rayo Vallecano. So if Bayern Munich are not careful against Hansi Flick's Barcelona, they might capitalize on the high line they are going to play and take advantage of them, because Rafinha is very quick, and they have Inigo Martinez and Pau Kubasi who can give accurate long balls to attackers. Now you see what Lewandowski did. Now, Lewandowski, who is the center forward of Barcelona, realized that there are a lot of defenders covering him. So they didn't give him enough space to run into spaces. So he dropped the defenders, created huge space for Rafinha to run into. And that was what helped Rafinha. He took advantage of that spaces and then scored that beautiful goal. Now we talked about Barcelona's strength. We talked about Barcelona's strength and how they build up, how they attack. Now with the building up or with the attack of FC Barcelona, there are some disadvantages. There are some lapses if Barcelona do not work on those things, but Bayern Munich will take advantage of them. Mind you, Bayern Munich also have, as I already said, Bayern Munich also have quality players up front who can punish you. They are also quick and can punish you on any day. In the build-up or when Barcelona are attacking, the laterals, as I already said, joins the attack. Now they leave the centre backs or the two centre backs as the main defenders of FC Barcelona, and then they play in the high line. Now this was against Valencia. You see what the defender did. Now Ronaldo Inigo Martinez was running towards the attacker, and then the winger took advantage of that. So he was at the back of Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Baldi was rather in the midfield. And see Alejandro Baldi, and the guy will just now send the cross to the winger, and then they'll take advantage of that. So, but if you face Bayern Munich with this kind of high line or with this kind of mistakes, definitely they are going to take advantage of you. It's going to be a difficult match for both sides. Yes, if this match was under Xavi, I would have predicted Bayern Munich a win. You see, I wouldn't predict Bayern Munich a win because Xavi was a bad coach. No, but Xavi is a typical Barcelona boy, a typical Pep Guardiola boy, who will always open up and will play the 4-3-3 flat system. So they are going to open spaces and they cannot or they cannot contain the press of Bayern Munich. And with Hansi Flick, he can handle the press because with the 4-2-3-1, you create enough players or you have enough players in the midfield to be able to contain the press of Bayern Munich. This is what makes the game difficult for Bayern Munich this time because they are not going to play against a flexible coach, a coach who is always pragmatic and then goes with the beautiful football and then do not know how to stop the counters or how to stop the press of opponents. So with Hansi Flick, I don't see Barcelona losing this match, especially at home, because they've already lost their first match at the Star Louis Day in Monaco, and this time they won against the Young Boys. This time against Bayern Munich, I don't see Barcelona losing to Bayern Munich this time. Yes, it's either going to be a double chance Barcelona, but mind you, in the last 5 matches Barcelona has played against Bayern Munich has ended in over 2.5. Yes, so you can go over 2.5 for FC Barcelona. You can go over 2.5 for FC Barcelona, and all the matches Barcelona has played this season under Hansi Flick, all the matches Barcelona has played under Hansi Flick, 10 league matches, 2 Champions League matches. They've not played a single match that Barcelona has scored or that Barcelona has not registered a goal. So in all those 12 matches they've played, both in the Champions League and La Liga, they've at least registered a goal in those matches. Not even a goal. Okay, so against Monaco, they scored only 1 goal. Even with red card, they were able to get a goal. So you can go Barcelona over 0.5. Bayern Munich will score a goal because they also have good attackers, and Barcelona will definitely play the highlight. Even if they try to limit how they go forward, Bayern Munich will take advantage and capitalize on the highlight, and they will get a goal in that match. So over 2.5 is an option. Over 0.5 for Barcelona is an option, and both teams to score is also an option. This is not going to be an easy match at all. It's going to be an exciting match for everybody, and you don't have to miss this match for anything.